Good morning, Minneapolis. We are broadcasting live from my personal weather station to give you up-to-the-minute coverage on the weather that's happening as it happens. As always, I'm your host, Sunny Weather, and this is Weather on Weather. Now, before we get to an in-depth look at what's happening in your neck of the woods, we're going to give you your 15-second downpour. That's all the information you need to know about the weather today in 15 seconds or less. All right, Kevin, start the clock. Here we go. We're looking at a high of 45 with a low of 20, partly cloudy with 0% chance of precipitation. Winds from the south to southeast at 15 miles an hour with gusting up to 25 miles per hour. We're currently sitting on a high-pressure system with humidity at 50%. That buzzer means we're out of time, and that was your 15-second downpour. Now for a more in-depth look at the weather, let's take a look over at our maps. As you can see in our weather map right now, we're sitting at about the low 40s, high 30s for today. It's going to get a little colder as the day draws on and night starts to pull in. We're looking at freezing temps, mid-20s to low 20s. So make sure you dress appropriately if you're going to be out later on in the day. The rest of the week, we're going to be experiencing similar temperatures. We're looking at mid-30s for most of the week. It's just going to keep getting colder and colder, of course, as winter draws on. Temps are a bit nicer in some regions, but look, we're still not getting more than, maybe 70 degrees, covering even some of the warmer regions of the United States right now. So don't expect too much in the coming days. Temperatures are just going to keep on dropping. As we take a look over at our current precipitation map, you can see right now we're experiencing clear skies, just a few clouds, nothing serious. We really need that sun for now because it's not going to be around a whole lot longer. If you look over on the west coast, you can see we've got a storm system over here. Not a ton of precipitation. We're getting about an inch at the heaviest areas. But the reason we want to pay attention to that is because it's going to be pushing east, it's going to be getting on top of us, it's going to be getting us all wet, and I know none of you want that, so make sure you're looking ahead for the next few days and you're planning your weekend accordingly, because it's going to start raining here pretty soon, and it's not going to be too bad. We're still looking at only about an inch, even less than that by the time it gets over here. So don't worry too much about that, but just be aware that precipitation is coming, and you should be planning accordingly. If we take a look at the high-pressure areas, you can see we're sitting right on top of one right now. As you can guess, that's the cause of the weather that we're getting. It's keeping us dry, it's keeping us warm, it's keeping us out of these storm systems you can see over here. We've got a cold front pushing in, pushing out of the southern United States. This big low-pressure area is really causing a lot of the chaos you see here. And then down here, you can see the same things happening. Like I've mentioned, we're going to be getting a lot of that. It's going to be coming our way. But for today, you don't need to worry about it. Today, we got clear skies. High pressure is keeping us safe. It's keeping us nice and dry. Speaking of dry, we're actually looking at about 56% humidity today. The dew point's 18 degrees, so it's actually going to be pretty dry outside. You won't be feeling a whole lot of that humidity. It might be a little, nothing more than you're not already used to. If we look at the winds, actually, they're pushing from the south to southeast, coming this way into Minneapolis, and they're moving at about 16 miles an hour, which is a bit high. You want to definitely make sure you're keeping an eye out for that, because that will factor into how cold it is outside, especially once it starts getting down to about 32 degrees. That wind chill is really going to start biting, because it's just going to keep knocking the temperature lower and lower. We do have gusting up to 25 miles per hour, so also be aware of that. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse from here, guys, like I said. But that is your weather forecast for today. As always, I'm Sunny Weather, and this was Weather on Weather.